Yeah. What is up? So, changing it up, we're not doing the guitar today. Um, I think what I wanted was just to have something to fidget with. And it's also just nice to have a little bit of sound going while I'm, yapping along. Because then I don't have to think about my voice like filling up the space, but I think it's actually good that my voice is filling up the space. And also, if I want some sound, I can just add it in post. But really, what it is that I want to be fidgeting and I want my hands to be going. So that's why we're crocheting, because I actually have that skill. And actually, some of my favorite videos to watch are like knit with me, crochet with me. Love those. Like, just talk. I don't even have to really know anything about what you're talking about. I just want you to do it with me. It's like we're hanging out. Which thank you. Thank you to all of the people who's knit with me, crochet with me as I've watched. And I also love that it's like growing because when I first started crocheting, there were maybe like 5 videos where people were like talking, and it was a lot of them were short too. It's like, what? I'm only going to crochet for 15 minutes? Give me a podcast. Give me a podcast. And so I'm filling that need for myself as well by creating this. Hopefully it inspires others to like hopefully I can be an inspiration to many to just get on here, do your little craft and blah 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 because probably someone's looking for that. And I can be pretty aimless when I talk sometimes just because of, neurodivergence will do it every time. So I asked some people what should I talk about? And I did ask it just like that. What should I talk about in this video? Because I was like, I can't really put the words together in a more pleasant way right now. And one person responded with Mars. So we're going to talk about Mars. And we're not talking astronomy. Sorry. Like, I don't live in the real world. I live in the esoteric. Like, please. No, just kidding. It's real. It's real. And I will go into that more at a further time. But the Mars that I'll be talking about is the astrological Mars in astrology, which has to do with desire, passion. Well, okay, it's like your drive, your life force. What do you fight for? What annoys you? Which the moon is that as well, but Mars is like, what are you about to get up and brawl about? What's worth protecting? What's worth using your life force to defend? That's what Mars is. And that same person, actually, we've had conversations before where it came up that Mars is also like the body, which is interesting to me. And I want to know more about that actually, because I've been, for like the last year, I'd say I've been more concerned with Hellenistic astrology or Hellenic astrology. I think it's Hellenic, not Hellenistic. I've been more concerned with that, and it's just because everyone's looking at modern astrology. Everyone's looking at modern, which I wish there was a better name for it because it's like modern. It's modern, yes, and it's still only coming from like one lens. Like, there are probably other modern astrologies that have their own. I'm not really sure how to say it. It's just like the astrology that follows Placidius and like the Placidius house system and like the tropical blah blah blah. Like, that's not the only modern system, and that's the way I'm going to say it. It's not the only system that's modern. It's very Western, even, I feel, to say that. Western, which is also not a great term, but we can't all be perfect speakers. We can't all do it perfect. We can meet each other where we are. So, yeah, but it's very Western to like call it modern. That's how I feel. Yeah, Mercury in Aries, period. Aries is actually one of the signs that's ruled by Mars, and the other one, at least in Hellenic astrology, is Scorpio. which can make Scorpio make a lot more sense. Like, Scorpio is like, if Aries is the one that goes out to fight the war and to do like the bloody thing, they're like the soldier that you think of with like the armor, and it's like there's so much honor, and it's like kind of like, because Aries is fire, so it's just very like almost a bit like boastful. Like, that's not quite the right word, but it's like a bit boastful, and like Aries wants to have a story to come back with, like, yeah, I fought this thing. Like, Aries is the one who like slays the beast. Same with like Leo, honestly, but Leo's more about like the conquest in general. But Aries is about like, I took down this, like, this is my latest battle. So Aries wants a story to come back with. Scorpio is like, she's traumatized by what she had to do, and she's never going to talk about that. And also, if you knew what she had to do to win that, you would look at her completely differently. So those are like the two sides of Mars that Aries and Scorpio are, because Scorpio is a nocturnal sign. Another way to say that is like feminine. Some people have a hard time with those terms when it comes to astrology, which I completely understand. But it's pretty much like, if you have an issue, I guess, not an issue, but there can be discomfort with like calling things masculine and feminine when you don't feel that you align with those things. And it's not necessarily about like the type of masculine and feminine that we think of when we think of like clothing, how you present, mustache versus long eyelash. Like, it's not really about that. Short hair versus long hair. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not such a reduction of what feminine masculine is. Some people, though, in conversations about what's masculine and feminine, can be like, the feminine is the womb, and masculine is the nut, the nut. And it's just like not everyone aligns with that, and that's, yeah, perfect, good. And some people do. Perfect, good for you. It's just like whatever you find that works for you is good. You don't have to apply it to everyone else, though. And that's also something that like Aries specifically is. But anyway, so another way to say it, if you don't like necessarily calling things masculine and feminine, is diurnal and nocturnal. So diurnal, if you think nocturnal, that's the guys who wake up at night. They're the freaks come out at night. Like, the freaks come out at night. That's the girls who come out at night, okay? And they, pretty much what that means is it's more internal. It's not so seen. It's more concealed. What's more concealed? What comes out at night? What is illuminated by the soft light of the moon? Like, that's the nocturnal. She's a little bit softer, but then you think about Scorpio, it's like, who's fighting within that? Like, who's fighting in the unseen and the barely lit up? Right, and we don't know what she's doing. Not to get people scared of Scorpio. As I've said in person out loud before, in person meaning like to people who are in my day-to-day world and life, like, Scorpio is one of my favorite signs. I don't know what those guys do to me. I don't know what kind of stuff they got going on. They just got it like that, straight up. And so I'm not like, there is no, like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared, I promise. But just understand that they are not to be messed with, not to be shit or fucked with, you know? Shitted or fucked with. But Aries is diurnal. Diurnal, those are the guys who wake up when the sun's out. That's what's more illuminated. And that's external, what's seen. It's about action. And Mars is about action, but then when you split it into the two signs, you see the two sides of it. It's about action. What's the internal action? What's driven by the internal, the unseen, and what's driven by the external, the seen, the illuminated, so brightly illuminated, can't miss it. and that is Aries. All the fire signs are kind of like I love fire signs. I love being around fire signs. Like typically the people that I surround myself with are like have some sort of fire thing going on that's very visible. And it's just because they're so like out in the open, like bah, like they show their passion. It's very much like you can't miss it. You can't miss it. Diurnal. And also fire. So they just are feeling that passion. It's igniting. Um it's interesting. I'm trying to think like more Mars things. Oh yeah, but I love them. And so when you think about that and then with Mars, it's funny because Scorpio and and Aries, both of them, like just those Marsh. I guess it's not Martian, it's Martial, but I could be wrong with that. I need to like read more things, but I think it's Martial, not Martian. But then a lot of people say Martian, so I don't know. Correct me if you know. If you know, you know, and please tell me. Thank you. But the Mars guys, they love to complain. Special shout out to Capricorn, who Mars is exalted in, which just means Mars loves being in Capricorn. Like if she's at home, which by the way, like the planets, people do use like he for the diurnal planets, the masculine planets, and then she for like the feminine planets like Venus and the moon. I just use she for everything because I like speaking like my people. She. Everything's a she. But then also like yeah, with respect to what people want to be called as well. But as far as like the the beings who don't care really about those labels, they're all she to me right now. The planets are all she. So anyway, Capricorn, Mars. Oh yes, what like yeah, if Mars is at home in Aries and Scorpio, which she is, she's like I don't know. Like what's a good way to say it? She's like at her favorite place ever in Capricorn. Because okay, so Capricorn ruled by Saturn, earth sign, she loves to just like work, grind, boss up every day, a new task. Every day there's something new to build. Every day I'm building towards my legacy. Because Capricorn is also associated with the 10th house. I think just in modern astrology, but I'm not really sure um, if that's completely true. I gotta brush up on that. But I think that is true. Like, I think it's modern astrology that associates the signs with the houses more. But anyway, yeah, Capricorn is associated with the 10th house. Oh wait, no, that's how it goes. Okay, yeah, like stand on your shit. Stand on your shit. And that's what Mercury and Aries is about too. Stand on your shit until it goes retrograde and then it's like stand on your shit, but like tactfully. And that happens tomorrow, March 15th. So tactfully stand on your shit. Like take some pause, reflect a bit, and then check a bitch, you know? Capricorn. Capricorn, she grind every day. Every day, boss up, boss up, boss up, boss up your day. Like, get it. I gotta go, go, go. And so Mars likes that because Mars is like, oh, she could take a hit. Like, she could take a hit and she can keep going to where she needs to go. So if you have a Capricorn Mars, understand that your Mars is probably pretty happy. It just is happy. And Capricorn likes to complain too. That was the whole point. We brought it right back. Capricorn likes to complain. As a Capricorn moon, yeah. And as a Virgo, yeah, yeah. It's like everyone likes to complain, but Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn will like go out of their way to complain. Like it won't just be like you notice this thing and so you're complaining about it. They'll like that's it seems to be all that's on their mind. Like there was this if they're telling you a little story about like some day-to-day thing that happened, they will be the ones to be like, I went to the store and this person did blah 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 blah. And it'll be something so well, like to me, like it's so like minimal and like just like just leave it. But for them, it's like, no, that was my battle of the day. They need their battles. They need their battles, and they need to talk about how they triumphed, how they won that battle. But Scorpio, I don't feel that they speak about how they won the battle so much. At least it doesn't seem to be like that. It's more just like, oh, this thing happened. Can you believe it? And then they're like, I'm watching. Are you on my side or not? Like, I think that's more what goes on with Scorpio. But I could be wrong. Hey, but no, conviction. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right. So, Mars. She's beautiful. And the interesting thing is that today is actually Friday, which is ruled by Venus, which I feel is Mars's counterpart. They both really are concerned with desire. Venus is nocturnal. I almost said feminine. She's nocturnal, so she's more about the inward, more about like what's not seen, softly lit by, illuminated by moonlight. And so she's more about like satiating that pleasure, is what I've noticed. Like, what do we like? What do we like? And we want that because we like it. It's about the internal. What satiates that enjoyment feeling? For Mars, it's also desire, but it's like, yeah, it's like, how do you go out and get things? How do you do? Like, that's how they are one. And also Mars, at least modernly, is also about sex, which, dare I talk about sex on the internet? And so is Venus, though. Like, something I've noticed, well, so in Hellenic astrology, I'm pretty sure, like, Venus is in Hellenic and other ones. Like, girl, yeah, like, let's, and then a little bit back. Hopefully I can remember to chop that up. No, I will. In Hellenic astrology, Venus is the one who's about sex. And then when I look at astrology through both lenses, I'm like, is both. And when you combine them, it just paints the whole picture of someone's sexuality. It really, really does. Someone, something, some who, some what's, like, but it really does. Like, once you put them together, you already know what type of, for me, if someone has a domicile Venus, domicile is the sign is at home, or the planet is at home in this sign. So like we just talked about, Aries and Scorpio being at home, and Mars being at home in Aries and Scorpio, that's domicile. Their domicile. Mars is domicile in Aries and Scorpio. Yeah. But, oh yeah, so for Venus, it's Taurus and it's Libra who are domicile. So if you have a domicile Venus, then I know that some wild thing, like I know that you're coming off as like demure and like, yeah, I'm put together, I'm normal, I'm innocent, I'm fine. Yeah, I'll believe that when never actually, because I know that I know you fucking lying. Same with Scorpio Venus, but like, you already know. Something about Virgo Venus I noticed though, it's not that, because Virgo, now I'm talking about sex, period. Virgo is like, oh, that astrology book. There was an astrology book that was like kind of just like a coffee table book. But it was about sex and like all of the signs and sex, whatever. And so for Virgo, they were like, Virgo is just a vessel to be filled, like pretty much like calling us whore. And I'm like, okay, like, oh no, I'm caught. Oh no, you caught me. But then I'm like, no, wait. And then they were talking about like how earth signs just have like a large, or no, that was a different book, but it wasn't even about sex, but they were just talking about it. But pretty much like the earth signs in general. So I know if you got an earth Venus, you like it, but it's about the domicile Venus because she's seeking out pleasure. And that is, you gotta have some sort of desire to have something that pleases you. You gotta go get it in a way, but you can also attract it. But anyway, yeah, Venus is pleasure, Mars is the pain that you go through to get to your pleasure. But it's like they go hand in hand. Like, there's no reason to fight if there's not something that you love. There's no reason to fight if there's not something you enjoy, if there's not something satiating that internal pleasure and enjoyment, all the Venusian things. You fight for the Venusian things at the end of the day. At least this is coming from someone whose entire natal chart ultimately all answers to their Libra Venus, domicile Venus in the 5th house, which that's where Venus is in her joy. Mars is in her joy in the 6th house, which is about like the things that you have to do day to day, keeping up routines. She's like, I dominate the day every day and I get through the next day every day. She loves being in the 6th house, Mars. Venus loves being in the 5th house, which is about creation, fun, romance, dating, sex. Like, dare we talk about it again? And that's where, like, if Venus is in her joy there in creation, which what does it take to create? Just saying. I guess, yeah. I mean, yeah, no, that's true. And that's true. It's just like, you see that it goes hand in hand. That also reminds me of the goddess Aphrodite, who is Aphrodite, who is like my girl, like get it out there, like she's doing her thing. Anyway, and it's her day today. It's her day today. It reminds me of her because she's the goddess of love, yes, and beauty, yes, but also of war. And she be fucking bitches up for her love. So it's like, it really, really does go hand in hand. And I think I see it that way even more because of how like what I know about her and her associations with that. Also, the herb thyme has a lot to do with love and war because like soldiers used to carry it in their armor. And this one takes a little bit more focus. I'm getting into the stitching now. But so thyme is about love and war. Yeah, soldiers used to carry it in their why am I thinking in their shirt pockets? You know, when soldiers have but some soldiers do have their shirt pockets and they would carry it, or they would put it under their armor. They would carry that in war to like protect them from death. And then you can also born it. You can born it. You can born it. You can born it. For attracting money, which is also something that Venus is associated with. I'm gonna pause this real quick. Yeah. The colors I'm using for this are also very like Mars and Venus. Like this super bright red and then this like delicate light blue. Ugh, I love things like that. Something I noticed is that people who have Mars Venus aspects, like if they're conjunct, which is right next to each other in their natal chart, or if they're making some sort of aspect, so like a square, a trine, a sextile, those are like the main ones that have a huge effect. But I do appreciate the astrologers who look at like semi-sextiles and in conjuncts. And in conjunctions they actually do make a lot of sense to read. But if they're making an aspect, typically people like to reach for things like this that like have very clear Martian themes and very clear Venusian themes, like these kind of colors together or other combinations. I don't really have any ideas of that right now. I guess I do have ideas, but you can also look to Libra for those types of things of like combining the masculine and feminine when it comes to how you're dressing. But that can look like a lot of different things. Like I have a lot of Libran influence in my chart, and sometimes I'll be in like super high femme outfits, but there's something else that's adding like a masculine element. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to really talk about that. So I won't. I wish more people responded, because I'm just left to defend myself with all these topics and get tossed to the wolves. No, but it's okay. I can yap for on and on and on and on about things, so I'm good. I'm good. This is gonna be a bonnet. I guess I can talk about this, yeah. This is gonna be a bonnet, and it's made out of granny squares. It's like you can make anything out of a square. Really, that's what crocheting has taught me. Like, people tell you that it's all about the spirals, the circles, like you can make anything out of a circle. You can make anything out of a square. And if you don't believe me, go watch those girls on TikTok who make cardigans, skirts, shirts, like masks. Like, they actually did make granny square masks, face mat, like these ones. But I bet they also, I think I actually have seen that granny square, like full head. Like, you can literally do anything with a square that can stretch. Like, they better watch out. And so I do realize that, I don't know, I'm constantly thinking about the saturation of things. Like, is this oversaturated? Is this oversaturated? And it actually drove a lot of my like early childhood, because, which people will say that I was like being like not like other girls, I'm different, I'm different, I'm different. But really, what the mindset was, and the reason it showed up as like I'm different, I'm different, I'm different, is because I was a child. So that's just how it's gonna show up. It's gonna show up a little bit more like brazen, I guess is like a good word, and like just like cocky. But really, it was just like, I don't know, like all these, like, the way that I saw it back then was like all the pop girlies are getting enough attention. It wasn't even like it's not even good, although sometimes I was like, this isn't even good. But I was like, that's subjective, so who cares? It was just more about like, let's give these other guys attention. So I'm constantly thinking about the saturation of things, and it's definitely a very saturated market for like the granny square. You can make anything out of a square. So I'm trying to like play with that a little bit and change it up, because it just is really simple to do, and it's a good place to start if you're wanting to get into making garments of any sort, accessories, etc., etc. And I'm like, how can I make this different? And so I'm doing it different. I'm doing it different than the other girls, because I'm not like other girls. It's true. But then I am, because I'm still hella doing the granny square stuff. So it's like, what's wrong with being like them and not? What if I'm just like them because I am them, and we're all each other, and we're all one, and we're all just a part of the kombucha of the Milky Way galaxy, all the way out into all the rest of space, forever and ever and ever. Anyway, but no, but the truth is, though, and let's get serious for a second. The truth is that we can be connected and disconnected, because we are connected and disconnected from everything. Literally everything. We're connected to the air because we breathe it, and we're disconnected from the air because ultimately it's not like she's a part of all of our bodies, you know? We still have a body and a vessel, and water is inside and outside of us. We're connected to water and disconnected from water. And earth and la 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 la. I guess I could talk about that. I don't know. I guess the base of that is animism, really. And then you can just get lost in it forever. And animism is basically the belief that everything has energy. Some people say it's the belief that everything has a soul and a spirit, which is like, yeah, because that's just energy. So a way to simplify it even deeper is that everything has energy. And it really does change how you see literally everything. And then once you start, like if you're interested in that, once you start seeing everything as that, or at least more things that are alive as having like a soul or an energy essence, that's the word that I was looking for, then you start interacting with them like they have that. Something that I notice is like even interacting with like spaces, it really changes how you inhabit a space. Whether you believe it or not, it's just like if you treat this space like it's alive and like it has energy, you're going to start pouring into that space a lot differently. You're going to start inhabiting that space a lot differently or interacting with that space differently. I don't know if I said interacting already. And that's just true. And you're just more mindful about where you're at. So honestly, it doesn't hurt to, get into that mind frame a little bit. It's beneficial, even if you limit it to what you know to be alive rather than just seeing everything as alive. For me, something I had a hard time with was like plastic, because I'm like, plastic is kind of like such a dead guy. Like, I don't know, just like so dead and dull. But plastic things are more about like the energy that you put into them from my perspective. And then they have energy. Because they're not of the living originally. Although I don't know how plastic is made, so what if I'm wrong? Like I could be wrong. Sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we're wrong, okay? And that's okay. We're gonna, yeah. I realize that quiet moments are actually okay for this, so I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna let it happen. Gonna let it happen. I'm gonna let it happen. I'm gonna let it. This is why like I be busting out the guitar, because I just start singing. But I guess it's okay to just sing. Something I noticed about myself as like a Gemini placement, and like maybe this is like Libra too. I'm not sure. I think it is more Gemini than anything. And maybe it's like a hint of the neurodivergence and like a hint of being isolated for the majority of my life and like a hint of this, a hint of that, a dash of this, some chemical X. Like maybe it's a lot of different things. But something I notice is that I really do, and people maybe they'll see me as a copycat, and that does scare me. I can't even lie, it does scare me. I'm not a copycat, please God, please. But what is true is that like, what is she talking about? But what is true is that when sometimes I start picking up on other people's stuff, yes, and that's just like that can end there. Sometimes I pick up what like other people's mannerisms, their words, their actions, like just because I'm like I have an affinity for it, I noticed it. And then there's just some sort of blending that happens, and it comes off like so weird, I think, because I have double earth in my chart, in my big three, double earth, earth, sun, earth, moon. So she's a bit set in her way. She's a little bit stiff. Like she's giving rock with a bush coming out of it, like Virgo and Cappy. And she's also air heavy chart. So like there's always just like a little bit of blending. Also Neptune, huge stepper in my chart. Pluto is also a huge stepper. That does scare me. It means I'd be transform. It means that I'm scaring people all the time, apparently. Like, I'm just like, there's so much going on. But yeah, so there's some blending though. There's blending going on, which is where we're at right now, where we blend. That happens sometimes. Now that I've come to like be a lot more more comfortable with myself, I'm like I don't blend as much. And when people exhibit behaviors that I have been suppressing within myself for like years, now what I notice from myself is that I will start just like, oh, like the thought process is, oh, okay, I'm safe to do that. And then I start doing it. Trauma. Like trauma will really do that to you. Oh, I see. Okay. That does make sense. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this. Trauma. Oh, but I'm like, I'm safe to do this. So then I do it. But then I suppress it because I'm like, is this person gonna think that I'm copying them because I started doing it? And like it's like them, and are they gonna think that I'm trying to trick them because I'm just being like them? But it's like, what if I just found security within you and within myself through you and through myself by seeing you be yourself? And what if that was beautiful, you know? Like let's get into the beauty of things. Let's get into the beauty of things. What if things were beautiful? What if beauty was all around us and we are hella fighting it, getting nervous about what if this person thinks I'm copying them? Like, where are we in fucking third grade? Who cares? Like, don't copy, but like, if it's coming off a bit mimicry-ish right now because she's young and she just relearned how to be like that, oh well, oh well. And then guess what opportunity you have? You have the opportunity to find that within yourself deeper and get to know that within yourself. Get to know that for yourself. If you're like, I'm mimicking, guess what you could do? Go within, go deeper, or go without to find it within, just like you did with whatever mannerism you're nervous about someone being like, or like you feel mimicky about mimicry, right? Yeah. So change your perspective, change your perspective. I'm like, am I just gonna talk about my chart all day? Blah, 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 blah. This is my chart. Not like, no shade to myself. Like, let's keep it crystal clear. Fucking with her heavy. Her, she, her, hers. Like, I've been she, her, hersing myself so much lately. I'm like, what's this? Like, next video is Nixie is detransitioning. No, socially detransitioning. Ooh, that sounds really, like, I have not thought about that before. Socially detransitioning? Like, that is so scary to me. That's terrible. Like, it's scary to think about detransitioning, but it's such a personal process. Like, it's so personal to like detransition after having gone on like HRT. And like I don't know too much about this, so I'm not gonna speak too much about it. But it just seems a bit more personal. Like, yes, people are observing you, but they're observing the external display of what's going on internally within you. Socially detransitioning, you have to tell every motherfucker in the building. Like, dang. Like, I don't know. You can't just like, I don't know, like isolate a little bit and like cloak yourself a bit and then like step out and be like, I'm back to being Britney. You know, like I feel like social transitioning, you have to, every single time you see someone that you know, you have to tell them. It's just like coming out. Ugh, I don't want to come out ever, no more. Keep me in the closet next time. Like, if I detransition, trust that I'm just gonna keep he, him, they, them. Like, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know. That's not true. That's not true. I would definitely, I'm not like, allegedly, I would keep it private or keep it to myself and just live a double life. I like reverse. Wow, yeah, like I face like reverse oppression. It doesn't make any sense. That's so good. That's good. Anyway, I don't even like, how did I get there? How did she get there? Where did I go? Like, where did I go? I don't know. Let me focus. Let me focus real quick. If you can't go, where could you go? Like, damn. Anyway. I kind of want to talk about a song just for a sec. There's a song called Wait Stop, and it's Wait Stop. It's one word. Wait Stop, all lowercase. And actually this does remind me of a conversation that I had semi recently about like lyrics. Well, I've been having it like, it was one conversation and then I talked about it with someone else, like Gemini, blah, 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 blah. This was like what I talked about. So gulp, like let me swallow, let me think, let me take a breath. This song, or no, the lyrics. So what I'm talking about is lyrics. They can really get into your subconscious and like fuck your shit up if you're not careful. Especially me as like a Neptune aspected person, Neptune big steppa, like, but she's like a delicate big steppa. Like you wouldn't know. Like if you're only reading the super tight degrees, like 0 to 3 degree orb, you're not gonna see what she's doing. And that's exactly how Neptune wants to be. She don't want you to know shit, but then you know everything about her. So why are you confused? I thought that it made sense. Neptune scares me even though she's only doing nice things in my chart. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you doing? And she's like just rocking me, cradling me, like, here you go, here's a little treat. And I'm like, what? Like, because she's just very foggy and confusing. But I've gotten a lot more comfortable in the confusion because, like, one thing about me, I'm always going to be a little bit somewhere else. Like, just always, just a little bit somewhere else. And that can be benevolent and that can be negative. And that's just what it is. That just is what it is. Sometimes I'm a little bit somewhere else because maybe she just had a flashback, you know? And then sometimes she's a little bit somewhere else because she's daydreaming or something else is happening, you know? There's so many different reasons that that could be happening. But anyway, Neptune, big step. You never know what's actually going on with her. Big step. And so, I don't remember what I was saying. She'd be having me confused too. Someone today actually said that Neptune is about side quests. Oh, yes, Neptune big stepper because the lyrics. So that especially applies to me. And like if you have big Neptune aspects in your chart, like Neptune conjunct your ascendant, descendant, like Neptune on an angle, which is the first house, the seventh house, the fourth house, the 10th house. I'm like, let's go here and then, yeah, let's do the cross. Like, let's pray. Let's bless ourselves in astrology. But Neptune big steppa. So I gotta be careful, especially she's trying my Mercury. Which, so, like, if I get a little bit lost in it, that's good for me. That's what that's supposed to mean. But then I'm like, oh my god, I'm lost. Like, I just get scared. And it's like, girl, you're supposed to be lost. And, like, you're hella not lost because, like, you're getting guidance, dude. You're getting guidance, bro. Like, there's guidance within the fog. Like, you don't see that huge fucking lighthouse, dude? That's Neptune, dude. You're good. You're good, brother. Like, don't be scared, brother. And then I'm hella scared. Like, no, like, get that out of here. And so what is she talking about? Neptune is a big stepper, so I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful about the lyrics. And so I have been being careful, and I've just been getting rid of the old songs that like have lyrics that I like really actually don't fuck with. Because sometimes what the pattern was before is that the lyrics would not be like hitting for me, but the vibes of the song absolutely were. The vibes of the song absolutely were. That beat absolutely was hitting. The bass absolutely was hitting. And then they'll even have little lyrics that are like, oh, what did you just say? Like, you got, they're like, there's things to play with, you know? And that was alluring enough for me to just be like, oh, I don't really care that what you said was, it's not like I don't care, but it's just like you see it, okay, I know that that's not okay to say. And then like I just check it every single time and like it doesn't really break me from the song. Because I'm not the type of person that really listens to lyrics, but that's what's even more of a mistake because that means they're getting to my subconscious, you feel me? So let's go now here. Now I said I'm not listening to that because you're not gonna subliminal me. You're not gonna subliminal me into being a misogynist. You're not gonna subliminal me into being classist. You can't do it. You can't make me. You can't make me. So broke free, and yes, it is little by little. It's only when the songs come up. So if you know me in real life and you hear some of that shit come up, or you hear a certain artist come up, just understand that it's because I didn't finish yet. She's not finished yet, okay? And so getting back to wait, stop. this is the song that made me realize that violent lyrics, I don't give a fuck. Like, cut her, shoot her. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I plead the fifth. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I did grow up in a very harsh environment, but it wasn't not that harsh. Like, it was just like psychological, like verbal, you know, like that kind of harsh. It wasn't like people are, you know, actually there was like multiple fights breaking out in my school every day. Like, it was that kind of, but, and like, okay, and yeah, there was violence. Okay. And also me with my blinders on and me up in the clouds a little bit somewhere else. I was extra somewhere else during those periods. So it's not like I've had much exposure. The way that I see it, though, as someone who is witchy, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, to make it like easily understandable for people, like to understand what I be doing and what I'm into. As someone who's witchy, those are protection songs. So like, yeah, cut her, like run her over, like pop out, pop, like do whatever you gotta do, like torture, like yeah. Like yeah. And so when she's cloaked in girly pop, yeah, period, even though it's not pop, it's like rap. But like when she has a high voice and the beat is giving like cute girly Nintendo game, like you kind of like still text on a pager or whatever, you have like a pink chrome pager and you have a flip phone that's bedazzled but then like chrome on the bottom, like purple like oil spill chrome on the bottom. Like yeah, no, that's it, and that's it, that's what I want to hear. So the song Wait Stop, listen to it if you'd like. It's called Wait Stop by Space, which is S space P space A space C space E. Did I spell it right? Space? Yeah, you know how to spell space. Just space it out. Featuring Veda, which is a rapper that I like because her voice is awesome. And she be talking about, like, apparently cutting people. Sorry. Like, that's all I can remember is cutting her, like, hit her with that, I think I'm gonna hit her with this. And I'm like, it just gets me right where I need to be. Because, you know, sometimes bitches are trying to take you out of your power and you gotta be like, this is what I do, and this is what I do, and this is what I do. Not to them. No, never to them. No, never to them. Just to, like, whatever energy they're sending your way. But then hella to them if they're doing hella to them. And if you know, you know. Like, if you know, you know. Many of us have had to hex people who are, and I say us, but I've actually never done a hex, and that's not me trying to be innocent. Because I think it's badass to hex people if they deserve it. Like a just hex? You ate. Every day you just eat, oat, like, you like to eat. Like, you hella just ate with a just hex, with a justified hex. Absolutely, because get her. Don't let her run you over like that. Get her. Literally. So, but I've never done a hex. I have never done one. No. I've done a return to sender once, and I've put someone in the freezer once. And though, I mean, if that's meant, like, if that's seen as like baneful, then okay, then I have once. But I don't think that's baneful. It's literally just like, stop fucking with me, please. Go to sleep. Go take a nap. You are exhausted. You have to be with how much you're trying to wail on my shit. Gotta be tired with how much my people are now wailing on your shit because you keep coming to fuck up mine. Like, so go to sleep, take a nap, go to sleep and take a nap. But yeah, I've never done like, but those of us as in the community who have had to do that because people like to be gross and terrible. Yeah. Get her. Get that nigga. Okay? Straight up like that. I think maybe we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon, actually. I've been talking for quite some time. And you know what? There's a part of this that I was supposed to edit out, but I kind of actually just kind of want to leave it. But I don't know. Maybe I'm like shouldn't. Maybe I'm like shouldn't, but maybe I'm like want to. So we'll see what happens. But just understand that if that's still in there and you made it this far, thank you. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Because it's true that I can talk all day. I'm literally swallowing because I'm talking so much. So I think this is a good place to wrap it up. And like we got some guys connected. I think that's pretty good. I'm not like, yeah, like let's just let it be what it is. And honestly, these could be like, yeah, like, and let's well fill and let's get inspired. Let's get inspired, let's well fill, let's do our thing, let's listen to the yapper yap. And I will be back. And I will be back maybe even next week, maybe even tomorrow. Like, I don't know, but you'll see me again doing this because actually this was good. This was good. And hopefully next time I have more topics so that I'm not just like, I mean, honestly, the aimlessness, like who gives a fuck? Just let it be all over, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Or however that Beatles song goes. Let it be, let it be, let it be. I'd be cracking myself up, okay? But anyway, thank you for watching, especially if you watched till the end, and thank you if you watched it all, and thank you. This is our progress. Got 2 panels. We have one more that'll go in the back, and that'll be stitched with some blue so that that can show up because the last panel is red. And then she'll just keep finishing it until it's done. Wow. Hooray! See you next time.